Hey everybody, Omni Dog here. Thanks for tuning in, Omni Dogs and Omni Kittens. We're here with root beer reviews, and the root beer today is one I found in Safeway, so it should be easy to find if it's any good. That is Teddy's root beer. So let's try Teddy's root beer, see what it's like. Not bad. It's okay. It's got a good aftertaste. Not quite as good as Frost Top or Boylan, but this will do in a pinch. As you see, I'm continuing to drink it, so it can't be that bad. So, today's episode is Stuff I Forgot. For the best of 2017, I went through a bunch of books and realized that I knew I would do it. I would forget stuff. That's just the way I am. So, here's kind of a mishmash of Marvel, DC, independent stuff that is stuff that I forgot, but is some of the best of 2017. So let's start off with the first book on the top of the stack, Star Wars Darth Vader Omnibus. This is also available in two oversized hardcovers, but I gave them to my daughter to read. She's a complete Star Wars nerd. She's not a comics fan, but she loves Star Wars. And this is about as good as a comic book gets. This deals with with Darth Vader and the aftermath of the explosion of the Death Star from Episode One, not four, whatever they're calling it. Um, the first Star Wars, where we meet Luke and Darth Vader. That shows how old I am. That I insist that it's still the number one. This is written by Kieran Gillen with really good art by Rucka. Really good art, excellent art. And this tells the story of Darth Vader after the Death Star explodes because that was his baby and the Emperor's none too pleased. And you get assassin droids. Look at that artwork. You get assassin droids. Um, you get an archaeologist that's not on the dark side, but she's definitely selfish and throws in with Darth Vader to help do his bidding. She's a smart cookie, though. Darth Vader has all the cards, but she definitely knows how to handle herself in doing Darth Vader's bidding. And I love this book, and pulling it out reminds me how much I love it, and I want to read it again. So I highly recommend Darth Vader. Includes the excellent arc Vader Down. This really goes a lot of places in the Star Wars universe. It would make an excellent three-part movie or two-part movie. It is just fantastic. The next book we got here is Moonshine by the team that did 100 Bullets, Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Riso. On the surface, this book seems simple. A city slicker, this is set back in the 1920s. A city slicker from New York, the New York mob, is sent to the Appalachian Mountains to find a distillery, an illegal moonshine operation that apparently creates fantastic liquor that they want to sell in the New York market. But all is not as it seems with these, quote, hillbillies in Appalachia. Um, all kinds of things happen to this protagonist. He's not really that likable, but you do end up liking him and caring what happens to him because an awful lot happens to him in just this small trade. Um, for one thing, it's no secret that there are werewolves involved, and you think, werewolves, but it's way more than that. Believe me, there are several layers to this book that make it really excellent, and I loved this book. I did not think I was going to like it because I'm one of those guys that just goes, werewolves, vampires, hasn't it been done to death? No. This puts a new spin on. Whoa, I probably shouldn't show that one. This puts a new spin on werewolves and a new spin on the South, the Appalachian Mountains, so called hillbillies, New York City slickers. Excellent writing and excellent art, as I've shown you. This is one of the best of 2017. I just finished it the other day, and I had to reread the last chapter. It was so intense and had so many things going on in it. I had to reread the last chapter, but it is a brilliant book. And now two books from DC. I think one came out last year, but the new one, Volume 2, came out this year. Let me make sure. Yeah, that would be Greg Rucka's Wonder Woman, Volumes 1 and 2. You can't do better than Greg Rucka on Wonder Woman. I mean, yow. This also contains the long out of print story, The Hikatea. That's the first story in Wonder Woman Volume 1. That book has been out of print for a long time. It's a great story involving Wonder Woman and Batman. And Greg Rucka can pretty much do no wrong. He writes an excellent Wonder Woman. She is just great in these two volumes. What she goes through. This is a book that takes her on several journeys. The art is fantastic, and Greg Rucka. What else can I say? It's Greg Rucka. So I would highly recommend you get both these, Volume 1 and Volume 2. For somebody on your list that likes Wonder Woman. And that should be everybody, because Wonder Woman's great, especially written by Greg Rucka. Okay, what's the next book? The next book sort of slid under the radar for 2017 because it came out early 2017, and that's the other great writer that I love, Ed Brubaker. Holy smoke, is he great. Velvet deals with a spy. The art is amazing, and the spy and assassin shenanigans in this book are amazing. Just well researched, great backstory, really excellent adventures that you can tell he really did his homework on, because this is one kick-ass chick that doesn't take no for an answer very easily, and she moves in a very fast-paced spy-type thriller. I highly recommend this, Velvet, for best of 2017. This is from Image, and it's a nice hardcover presentation. Just a beautiful book. I highly recommend this book. Ed Brubaker, he's pretty much the man, along with Greg Rucka. Now, a book that came out this year to... Hang on a sec. Root beer break. A book that came out this year that a lot of people were really happy with because the book was out of print and they made it an omni. That is the Planet Hulk book. I did not get the omni. I stuck with the regular book. I had this from a long time ago, but I don't say this lightly when I say this is the best Hulk story ever written. And I've read quite a few. This is the best. Hulk gets sent off of Earth. The Illuminati send him off Earth. He's done too much damage. And this is his story of where he lands and the adventures of what happens where he lands and the revenge he plots. I can recommend either the book or the omnibus. The omnibus has a few extra features, a few extra stories, and I imagine this book has come way down in price. It's got a cover of $40. Don't pay more than that. Anybody still selling it for above cover is fooling themselves, because you can get the omnibus off of IST for probably 50 or 60 bucks, and it's got extra stories in it. Do yourself a favor. I think this is by Greg Pak. Yeah, it is. Do yourself a favor, pick this book up now that it's back in print in omnibus form, and read Planet Hulk. I almost called it World War Hulk, which also came out this year, but I haven't had a chance to read. But I've read this one several times, and This is the best Hulk story there is. A book from Image that I just finished the other day. I don't even know what to say about this book. This book is wild and it is great. Luthor Strode, the complete series. This is the book that put Justin Jordan and Trad Moore on the map. Um, this involves a kid who answers an ad in a comic book. I think it's a comic book, maybe a magazine. One of those would you like to get stronger type of advertisements. And he gets sent a kit, and he turns out to be he turns into an amazingly huge, agile, kick-ass fighting, large, muscular dude who goes on a rampage for justice. But the problem is he's got people after him. It's a very complex, layered story of the people who go after him and why, while he's busy killing the other bad guys. He has a person, a woman that's with him throughout the book. She's a good sidekick. But Luthor Strode, you can see a picture of him right there, what he turns into. Luthor Strode gets the bejesus beaten out of him several times, but that doesn't stop him. He keeps coming back and wanting answers, wanting justice. That's what he really wants, is justice for people. And so this is an exciting, well-told book with Tradmore's art. I think the best he's ever done. I don't know if this is the first work he's ever gotten published, but I certainly think it's different and new and just brilliant with lots of cool colors in this book. So you can't do better for an out-of-the-box book than Luthor Strode. And it's not very expensive. It's a big, thick hardcover. Beautiful book. Excellent story. Really exciting. I think you guys would love this. Luthor Strode. And the last book that I missed is also a book that was out of print for a long time. But it got reprinted. This is the original book. This is an Absolute from DC that got reprinted. And you owe yourself the favor of picking up World's Greatest Superheroes. This was put out quite a while ago in kind of big magazine form, written by Paul Dini with art by the fabulous Alex Ross, who pretty much can do no wrong in my book. Okay, this is a big book, so I'm going to have trouble holding it up. It features stories on Batman, Superman, Shazam, Wonder Woman, the Justice League, and it's by Paul Dini, so you know the stories are going to be great. And it's got artwork by Alex Ross, so you know the art is going to be great. It's just shockingly amazing, and it's much easier in this form to collect because it was in it was very big, which was great for the Alex Ross art, but it was hard to collect. This is a much easier, easier and manageable way. Oh boy, manageable way to read it. But I highly recommend World's Greatest Superheroes, which was out of print for a long time and is now back in print. And he draws an amazing Wonder Woman. He draws an amazing everything, that Alex Ross. Let me do you a favor and show you some more artwork. I mean, check that out. That's a Wonder Woman. So let me see if I can find a picture of Flash though too. He's really cool because there's the secret origins of the JLA. Yeah. Secret origins of the JLA is included in this, and the colors are eye-poppingly great. Here's Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter. So this book really is just quite something. It should be in everybody's collection. Great story, great art. You need to have it. So there we go. That's the end of what I missed in 2017 as far as best books. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please give me a like. If you want to comment, go right ahead. I answer all comments if they are a question anyway, or I respond anyway to anything. So thanks for watching and take care. Brush your hair. Omni Dog out.